This is the most attractive MacBook Air M4 ever, upgraded with the powerful M4 chip with 16GB of memory as standard across the board. The 13-inch base model is reduced by 1,000 and the 15-inch base model is reduced by 500. It supports national subsidies at launch and can be combined with educational discounts. It's truly amazing. Although the appearance still continues the design mold of the M2, Apple has thoughtfully prepared a little surprise that lets people instantly recognize your laptop as the latest model, which is the brand new sky blue color. When the light is dim, it looks silver, and when the light is bright, it emits a faint blue color. This low saturation gradient color scheme is really sophisticated. Compared to the blue of the iPad mini and Air, it feels more premium. At the same time, it brings two major blessings for those with OCD. Finally, an original charging cable in the same color, and finally, a mute button that is clear at a glance. Except for the notch screen, it's finally comfortable. Of course, the most significant highlight has to be the newly upgraded M4 chip. Although compared to the M3, the CPU single-core performance is improved by 25%, multi-core by 30%, and GPU by 20%, the improvement is even greater compared to the M1 or M2. And this is while connecting two displays with the screen on. However, the performance improvement is still conventional, and if you don't do a side-by-side comparison, it's hard to notice the difference.
Instead, the most noteworthy point is the memory.
Apple has finally abandoned the traditional 8GB of memory, with the entire series now equipped with 16GB of memory, and the memory bandwidth has also been increased by 20%, supporting up to 32GB of memory. This improvement will have a very noticeable change during multitasking. For users currently using a MacBook Air with small memory, it is definitely worth upgrading. Of course, if you are currently using M1 or M2 and are not satisfied with the performance, upgrading to M4 is definitely worthwhile. However, if you're currently using the M3, unless it's the low memory version, there's really no need to upgrade to the M4. For those still undecided between choosing a Mac or a Windows laptop, the MacBook's exceptional battery performance is its trump card. This means you can unleash the full performance of the computer without connecting the power cable, unlike some Windows laptops that require a power connection to do so.
However, if you're buying it just for gaming, then definitely don't buy a MacBook Air at this stage.
So who exactly is it suitable for? Based on different configurations, the senior has simply listed the suitable groups. If you're buying it just for work, study, or even light creation, the 13-inch basic version is completely sufficient and is the most cost-effective option. Well, although the GPU has been cut down from 10 cores to 8 cores, it won't significantly impact your user experience. If you need to do moderate or even a small amount of heavy creative work, or if you are a programmer doing development, then the mid-range configuration is more suitable for you. Compared to the basic version, it costs an additional 1,500 won to upgrade the hard drive, and the 13-inch version can also get the full-power M4 chip, which is one of the configurations most recommended by the senior. The senior's previous 13-inch M3 version was this configuration. Due to the need to reserve space for professional software, even in the most economical situation, it already occupies about 140GB of space. If you add some personal data or video materials, it will be completely insufficient. So the 512GB version will be much more comfortable. If it's still not enough for you, like me, you can directly connect an external solid-state drive to increase capacity. It not only doesn't affect efficiency, but also allows for easy data transfer between Mac and Windows platforms. So whether it's for creating self-media content or commercial projects, it's completely fine. And even smoother than the desktop computer I set up 2 years ago for video production. Apart from that, the second highest configuration is not highly recommended by the senior. For professionals, since there are higher performance demands, it's better to go directly for the MacBook Pro, which is more suitable. Speaking of this, another historical dilemma arises. Should you buy the 13-inch or the 15-inch? The reason why I bought the M3 last year and then rushed to get the M4 at launch is because I regretted choosing the 13-inch. In this video, I will help everyone avoid pitfalls. But first, let's see in what situations you should choose the 13-inch. So limited budget, portability is a must, light creation, or frequently connecting to an external monitor as the main device. So in what situation should you choose the 15-inch? First, when the budget is relatively sufficient after all compared to the base, the price difference from the basic version is already as high as $2,000. Professional creation is a necessity, requiring good audiovisual effects or fixed office work. Less frequently connect external displays.
Straight to buy.
To be honest, in terms of visual perception, the 15-inch is noticeably larger and the visual experience is a step up. The touchpad area is also significantly larger, making operation. It is also more convenient. Strongly recommend going offline. Compare the experience in store. So will you choose the 13-inch or the 15-inch? Finally, as for the MacBook Air series,
Long-time users still have quite a bit of experience to share with everyone. First is the keyboard getting shiny.
Common issue. No matter how dry your hands are, the surface of the keyboard keys, after using it for a while, it will definitely develop an oily sheen which looks really unsightly. Even using a cleaner won't make it clean, so it's recommended to use a keyboard cover. However, it is not recommended to use an all-in-one keyboard cover as it can easily damage the screen. Or when it comes to the screen, this delicate screen, you must take care to protect it. Not messing with it is the best protection. Do not touch the screen with your hands or sharp objects, and there's no need to apply a screen protector. When cleaning, do not use alcohol as it will severely damage the coating on the screen surface. Don't ask how I know this. So how do you clean the screen? And also clean the keyboard and touchpad. It is recommended to use the Eye Clear cleaning kit made in the United States, personally tested.